I never knew a single missed click could end a lifetime of pretending. My name is Elise. At least, that's what the world calls me now. That afternoon I phoned my father from Grandma Ruth's old kitchen, the one she willed to me outright, asking where he'd filed the plumber's receipt. The line stayed open. I heard everything. She's a leech, Dennis. Always has been. My mother's voice, light as champagne. Once that house is in our names, we're free. Italy, the cruise, all of it. She'll cave. She always does when we mention the hospital bills from when she was little. They laughed. The same laugh they used when I was 9 and begged for ballet lessons they couldn't afford, then booked a Vegas weekend the next month. I stood frozen between the hydrangeas Grandma Ruth had planted, phone still to my ear, and felt 28 years of swallowed words rise like bile. Grandma Ruth had been my oxygen. While my parents' cramped ranch house reeked of resentment and cigarette ghosts, her Victorian on Sycamore Lane smelled of lemon polish and possibility. She taught me that love doesn't invoice you later. When she died at 81, the will was simple. The house and everything in it to me, Elise Harper, age 26, because Elise will guard what I built with both hands. My parents got $50,000 and a curt suggestion to finally retire their grudges. They spent the cash in 6 weeks and renamed my inheritance the family estate. I let them move in temporarily. Temporary became 5 years. No rent, no utilities, just endless commentary about crown molding they wanted and a timeshare in Aruba I apparently owed them for raising me right. I paid for their passports, their luggage, their lies. Then came the open line. For 72 hours, I moved like a ghost. I hired Mara Delgado, a lawyer who eats entitlement for breakfast. She confirmed what my gut already screamed. They had zero claim. I listed the house off-market through a trusted colleague. Accepted an offer 1.1 million sight unseen from a couple relocating from Seattle. Cash. 30-day close. I opened new accounts, changed every password, bought a burner phone. I boxed my life in silence. Their belongings, the cracked leather sofa, Mom's QVC porcelain dolls, Dad's ancient golf clubs, went into a climate-controlled unit I rented under their names, 12 months prepaid. A note on top read, "You taught me everything has a price. Here's yours covered for a year. After that, you're on your own." The morning they landed from Rome, tanned and smug, I was already 2 states away in a loft above a bookstore that smelled of coffee and freedom. My new neighbor, an ex-cop named Lila, texted me the play-by-play. 4:27 p.m., they're fumbling with keys that no longer worked. 4:31 p.m., Dad's kicking the door like it owes him money. 4:38 p.m., Mom's crying loud enough for the whole cul-de-sac. 4:45 p.m., they found the envelope I taped inside the storm door. Inside was a single flash drive and a letter in my handwriting. "Play this in private. Then decide if you still want to call me ungrateful." The drive held the recording, crystal clear, of their restaurant conversation. Every venomous word, every chuckle about bleeding me dry. They phoned. I let it ring. They texted threats. I blocked the numbers. They showed up at my old office. Security escorted them out. Finally, a single email from my father. "Coffee. Tomorrow. 11 a.m. The cornerstone. Come alone, or we make this ugly." I arrived 20 minutes late, hair shorter, new city in my eyes. They looked smaller in the daylight, like film left too long in the sun. "You stole our future," Dad hissed before I even sat. "No," I said, placing my phone on the table and pressing play. Their own voices filled the space between us, ugly and undeniable. Mom reached to stop it. I moved the phone out of reach. "I paid for your silence with a house I never owed you," I told them. "Consider the debt settled." Mom's tears started, the Oscar-worthy ones I used to mop up with my own guilt. This time I watched them fall untouched. "Where are we supposed to live?" she whispered. I stood. "The same place you planned to leave me if I ever said no. Figure it out." I walked out into September air that tasted like beginning. Behind me, no one called my name. A year later, my new garden is tiny but fierce, roses Grandma Ruth would approve of. I teach financial boundary workshops on Tuesday nights and sleep without waiting for the other shoe to drop. Sometimes I get postcards from cities I've never visited, no return address, just 2 words scrawled on the back. We're sorry. I drop them in the recycling unopened. Peace isn't loud. It's the sound of a door you finally stop expecting to open. If you've ever had to lock the people who are supposed to love you out of the life you built to save yourself, I see you. You're not heartless. You're finally free.